Hey y'all, welcome to the Mad Empowerment Made monthly wrap up. It is Friday, it is the end of the month,
Yes,
and here we are.
here we are. So, what we're going to be doing is at the end of every month, we're going to just have a little chat. And because I'm in Columbia, South Carolina,
And I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina.
we're having to do this by Zoom. And so we're not together in the same location, but thanks to technology, we're still going to be able to make this happen. So we are going to be wrapping up the month and talking about things that have happened during the month or things of interest to us.
Giving you a little sneak peek into our normal chit chat,
Right.
but with the focus on things that have happened this month or things we thought about this month or whatever.
Right. So for there's no real rhyme or reason. It's just kind of, whatever crosses our mind or whatever is going on that we want to discuss. So let's get into it.
Okay, sis. Well,
Here you go.
I got something at the top of my head that I want to discuss.
I'm sure you do.
Because Ivy Park.
Oh, Lord. I'm going to drink to this.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't do that. Okay. So I am sipping on some rosé tonight. I'm sipping on Lafite de Rosé, which is a Black-owned brand. So if you want to learn more, go to @Biashara on Instagram. Okay, so but yeah, so Ivy, wait, are you gonna tell them what you're drinking?
Actually, I'm drinking.
Okay.
It's not wine. It's a red hard apple and peach cider.
So that sounds good. I don't think I've had that.
So it's new. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, so anyways, back to Ivy Park. Okay. So those of you that know, you know that Beyonce had her first drip back in January. It's a drip, it's a drop, it's a drip drop.
Why do they call it a drip?
It's drip. Like drip is like your clothing. It's kind of like swag.
You know okay.
Drip, but it's a drop.
All right.
But she's calling it the second drip. Anywho. She had her first drop in January, and I was able to get a sports bra and leggings, and I was so happy because everybody can do that. Well, yesterday, the 29th, she had her pre-sale for this new drip, and then today was like the regular schmegular sale. I did not get anything that I wanted when I wanted it, and I'm pretty upset. I did end up last night getting, on accident, I ended up getting like 2 things, but they're not even things that I want. So I'm gonna sell them, and I'm sad.
It just amazes me how like crazy people get. It's like young boys do for the sneakers, you know?
Yeah.
It's
no,
like,
it is.
Yeah, like people just go gaga for this merchandise, and it's like Adidas.
No, it's not just Adidas. It's Adidas by Ivy Park.
I mean, it's Adidas. Like, let's be clear. So,
well,
okay. Well, there's
that's my
that.
first little topic for tonight. Is that I'm pretty upset that I didn't get anything that I want, but she has another drip drop coming November 19th. So, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed that you get something, sis. I hope it works out for you.
I hope so too.
I don't know if I can get into all of that or not. I don't know.
You've been loving athleisure lately, though.
I love athleisure, but I mean, I'm just like,
her stuff is athleisure.
Yeah, but I'm like not, like if I don't get it, I mean, I don't know. I didn't even really look at the stuff this time to even see like, what it is, because a lot of her athleisure is more. I mean, like I know she has like bike shorts and sports bras and stuff like that. But, you know, some of the other stuff, these like fanny packs
Yeah,
and
I mean, I don't do that
big
stuff.
clothes and stuff, it's like, it's not really my particular style, but, you know, I guess it, you know, it works for her fan base, and she knows that. She's got the star power to, you know, to sell it, to promote it. So, you know, more power to her. I'm all about, you know, diversification and entrepreneurship and all those things that Beyonce stands for and does. So, you know, so my hat's off to her for, you know, for doing that. And if she wants to send us some Ivy Park, you know, I mean,
Yeah, I'm waiting on my box, my PR box.
if she sees our podcast and sees how crazy you are for Ivy Park, maybe she'll send you a box or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, you know, since we're coming up on the election, I
Yeah.
want to kind of talk about that just a little bit. You know, I mean, I don't want to get into a whole lot because it's been crazy lately with all these ads and, you know, messages and phone calls and just, I mean, it's just relentless. It is just relentless. But what I will say I'm excited about this time is the engagement. You know, it's amazing. Like they say, like I heard today that in Texas,
Oh yeah.
they had already surpassed with early voting the total number of voters that they had in the 2016 election.
Yeah.
So I think it's great that so many people are, you know, engaged this time. And, you know, obviously it's a civil right and a civil duty, you know, that we all have to, you know, to vote. And I'm just really, really glad to see so many people, you know, and young people like yourself, you know, all the way up to, you know, senior citizens and people from every demographic, every gender, every ethnicity or whatever. So I think it's really exciting, you know, to see all of the engagement.
Yeah, I mean, I am excited for it to be over. Like I'm
Me
so
too.
tired. I mean, I'm excited for people to be a part of the process and all that sort of stuff. But I'm just like at this point, I'm so tired of the commercials. I
Yeah.
don't. I'm so tired of the commercials. But I know next week is gonna be crazy too.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
election
yeah.
day, the next day. I mean, for the rest of that week, it's gonna be crazy because
Yeah.
it's gonna be crazy.
So I'm excited about, you know, the engagement, but the thing that disappoints me is all of the negativity, you know, that comes along with some of this and all of the polarization. It's like, you know, people can't agree to disagree anymore or something, you know, it's my way or the highway. And, you know, I mean, it's just different perspectives and different beliefs. We're all Americans. You know, we all want what's best for our families and our children. You know, we just have different thoughts about, you know, perhaps how we should do it and how, you know, how we should get where we're trying to go. But all of the negativity, you know, and mudslinging with these candidates and stuff, it's really, you know, it's kind of disappointing. And the kids are watching, you know, and I'm just like, you know, what are we teaching them about this process or about how this works, you know, when they see all of that negativity, you know, that's going on and, you know, name calling. I mean, and it's from the very top, you know, all the way down, you know, people calling names and being petty with stuff and not sticking to the, you know, the issues and the values and foundations and stuff like that. So I'm like you, I'm ready for it to be over with. You know, I'm ready for Tuesday to come, so that we can, you know, figure out either we're going to have a change in leadership or we're going to continue, which whatever it's going to be. I'm ready for it to kind of like get to that point.
Wrap it on up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, jumping around to something else as I look at you and your headband, um,
So
talk a little bit about your new friend.
yeah, man, you know, so we've been in this pandemic and it's been good because certain things like taking care of my natural hair, I've been able to create more of like a schedule, a regimen with, take my time with it a little bit more. And I'm really, really trying to get my hair to a healthy place. My hair is not super, super healthy. It kind of fell by the wayside in law school. And so I'm trying to like revive it before it dies. So anyway, so it's been good for that. But Now, this is not like a new thing, but it's kind of taken on a whole new life during the pandemic, and it's the headband wig. And I'm here for it. I bought one, and I plan to live in this until 2021 because I can wash my hair, deep condition it, braid it, and not have to touch it for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. And that's what I need in my life. I mean, protective styles are always good, but even like braids and stuff like that, your hair is still exposed. So I'm really loving that the wig can just like cover my head, all my hair, keep my ends protected and covered. And I can keep with like my deep conditioning and all that stuff and still look cute, because I be sitting in the house most of the time too. So my hair be looking kind of like crazy. So yes, this is my new wig. I haven't given her a name yet.
You gotta name her. I mean, you can't have a wig and not have a name.
I know. I need to think of something.
She looks kind of like maybe Bianca or Patrice.
Ooh, I thought she was gonna say Beyonce.
No, not Beyonce. Bianca.
Yeah, Beyonce.
Her name.
I'm gonna think of something. By the time we get to the next month wrap up, which I'll be wearing the wig again. I have a name for her.
Well, I mean, I really like your wig. I mean, of course, it's a little bit long for my particular taste and liking or whatever, but I do like it. I think it looks real natural. I think it's, like you said, keeps your hair protected and all of that. So I'm honestly thinking about maybe doing something like that myself.
I think you should.
Because, me and my hair have a love-hate relationship, and I really do prefer it to be straight. But keeping it straight right now is a challenge, just because I am a woman of a certain age and I sweat quite a bit in my head. And so, I get a blowout, and then, 2 days later, you can't really tell. I'm back to almost, I might as well be natural. Mm-hmm. So I may look at that. I mean, I used to wear wigs all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm no stranger to wigs. I've never had a headband wig, but I used to wear half wigs all the time. So I would just have a little bit around the perimeter out and blend it in, with the rest of the wig. And I used to wear my hair like that, for a long, especially in the winter. I did that for years. And so I may be going back to that because I'm not really a fan, and I'm trying to stay away from the creamy crack. I really am. I'm trying not to put a relaxer back in my hair, but but I have to find a wig that I really like. And I like wigs, like that one, that I like wigs that are believable. It's not that, people know my hair is this short. Tomorrow it's not going to be down to my butt or something. So they know it's not real, but I like it to look as though it grew out of my head, Because
I was at a doctor's appointment recently, and it was a white lady. So, sometimes they don't really be understanding weaves, wigs, and all of that, even though they take part as well. But sometimes they don't understand. But yeah, I went into the thing, and it was the first day I had gotten this and worn it out. And so I was at my doctor's appointment, whatever. And so she came into the room, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, your hair is beautiful." So I was like, "Thank you." And I was about to say like, "Oh girl, it's a wig, but thank you, whatever." But so I said, "Thank you." She said, "I'm sure people tell you all the time to never cut your hair." And I was like, "She really think this is my hair?" I said, "Oh yeah, I hear it all the time." And then the whole time, like she was, like looking in my ears and stuff. I was like, "Please don't let her see no track."
Yeah, because I mean, it looks believable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, people who aren't familiar with wigs or, black hair care and stuff like that, what I'm saying? Like we pretty much know, like, we can kind of spot.
Even if it looks really good, we like, girl, that's a real good wig.
And I still, I compliment women all the time on their hair, whether it's their hair. It's their hair either way. Either they grew it or they bought it. But, I compliment women on their hair all the time because I love this woman who is put together. And, I love that we are versatile enough to, even with our natural hair, to be curly today. Tomorrow I can be straight. I can curl it. I can put color in it. I can braid it. There are lots of a lot of options that we have with our hair. But, you know, the fact that we're brave enough and bold enough to, you know, venture out into wigs and hair pieces and weaves and, you know, things like that. I mean, I love it. And I love to see, like I said, a woman who is well put together and changes her hair up and isn't afraid of color or length or, you know, I love that kind of stuff. So welcome to the family, Bianca.
Thank you.
Okay, next subject. What else is going on? So I was on TikTok today.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I am in love with TikTok.
In love is an understatement.
Oh my gosh, there's so much. You need to download the app, like seriously, and stop playing.
I mean, now Instagram has reels, so I can see all the TikTok.
It's not the same. You need to get on TikTok. It's not different creators. The creators are everywhere. I mean, they're on all the platforms, all the really major ones or whatever. But, you know, I love it because the videos are short. You know, obviously they're, you know, 60 seconds. And, but you can get a lot of information. I mean, it's almost like it hasn't replaced Pinterest, but, you know, like I get recipes. I'm just saying, you know, like there are recipes, there are craft ideas, there are shopping tips, there are secret technology things, you know, like for your iPhone.
I want to know how the kids feel about all of y'all that have come onto TikTok during the pandemic because
they don't like it.
TikTok was more of like a Gen Z thing. I mean, there are people, millennials there too, but I'm just saying, like, it was more of a Gen Z thing before the pandemic took over. And now everybody is on TikTok. You know, all the older generations are on TikTok. I wonder how the kids feel.
Yeah, they don't like it. I mean, there are videos about that too, you know. And then we have our own little subgroups, you know, like moms on TikTok and
oh my God.
Hashtag over 50,
Oh my
you know. We have all of that kind of stuff too. So, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of, you know, we have our own little network within the platform too. But it's really, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I do think TikTok has been good during the pandemic.
Yeah.
You know, now that it's getting colder again too, like in October, it's starting to kind of cool down a little bit. I think it has been good just for like allowing people to enjoy each other, you know, whether it's just like, even when I've been home, like we've sat there and learned dances and spent a couple hours learning a dance, recording a dance or whatever. So I think it has helped people to like not just get buried in their phones in a way that's not interactive with whoever else they're around.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I, you know, am relatively popular on TikTok. I mean, I've published about, gosh, I don't know, half a dozen videos. Okay. Oh, wow. And I've got close to 70 followers.
Oh my God.
I mean, like this major. I'm about to get paid.
Man, you should have Ivy Park PR box. Where's your PR box?
But look, let me tell you something. These young folks on TikTok, I mean, us older people, and I won't say us older people because I just, one lady that I follow just got a cooking show on OWN. So she was discovered on TikTok and she just got her own cooking TV show that starts next month or whatever on the OWN network. So, you know, people are being discovered for their talents and things like that on there, you know, as well. But these young creators are getting paid.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they are millionaires at like 19 years old, and all they do all day is create content for TikTok, 2 or 3 videos a day or whatever. Like that's 3 minutes a day.
Yeah, which is again a lesson to some of the older generations because I know it's been the same thing. YouTube has kind of become more of a mainstream whatever thing now, but I remember when YouTube was first like becoming a thing, like in high school and college, and people were becoming influencers, and that was like a completely new thing. And yeah, like I know people who I literally follow this girl, same age as me. She went to law school the same time as me. So she just graduated, all that sort of stuff. She just hit her 1-year anniversary at her job. She works at a law firm, and she left her job so that she could do YouTube full time because it's paying her more than she's getting paid at the firm, and it's she can do what she wants to do. And I mean, like, So yeah,
Yeah.
social media is powerful.
It really is. And, when there was all this talk a little while ago, earlier this year about TikTok being banned and all that kind of stuff, I think that's when a lot of people, a lot of the creators are on multiple platforms. So they're not just on TikTok, they're already on YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that. But those that weren't, um, created multiple platforms so that if something were to happen to TikTok, they would still be able to kind of keep their following, and they'd still be able to, hopefully, maintain their income base and that kind of stuff, their sponsorships. So it's really interesting. I mean, I wish I had, some kind of a, platform of some sort that would garner followership like some of these people. And and it's really amazing. I mean, it's stuff like, even like we were talking about wigs, there are women on there that are just showing all day how to style wigs or how to install wigs and stuff like that, and they have millions of followers and they're being paid. They have sponsors and stuff just to sit there and tell you how to put on a wig, or political commentary, or styling. That's a big thing on TikTok. People show you different outfit combinations and their hauls from different online retailers, and stuff like that. So it's really interesting.
You sound like a TikTok spokesperson right now.
I wish I was. They sent some good boxes out. But yeah, so anyway, I'm in love with TikTok. I really am. Like, I can get on there and I can be on there for hours, like literally. Yeah.
Well, something else that we've kind of hit on in this conversation, but not completely, is the pandemic.
Yeah.
And this month, since we're talking about a monthly wrap up, we are coming up on another surge of cases throughout the
Crazy.
United States. I mean, I know in North Carolina, we have this month, and literally this month has just been like, we've just been going up every day, just about, and we've reached multiple new records, new record highs in the number of daily cases. So this month seems to have been, I don't know if it's the kids that went back to school, last month, or I don't know if it's just that things have opened back up too much. I don't know what it is, but this month everything is just like shot back through the roof.
Yeah, and it's not just in North Carolina, obviously, it's all over the country. It's all over the world because,
Right.
I saw today, like in Europe and Germany and stuff, I mean, they're shutting stuff down and, all kinds of stuff. And so it's really scary, for me as somebody who has a compromised immune system, just the thought that, just going outside of my home could lead me to a hospitalization or death, simply from breathing the air, is really, really a scary proposition. And the thing about it that makes it so like maddening is that it's so easy to mitigate.
Right.
Because all we have to do is wear a mask when we're in public and, not spread it to other people. But there are so many people, I've heard them refer to it as COVID fatigue. People are tired of being in the house. They're tired of wearing masks. They're tired of, I'm just like, this is crazy. And, we're going in the wrong direction. And of course, if you listen to the scientists and the medical professionals, they predicted that this was going to happen,
Right.
in the fall. So we knew it was coming. But it's just like people just are not taking this thing seriously until and unless it affects somebody, them, or it affects somebody very, very close to them. And then suddenly they're, remorseful and want to take part. But it's really, really scary, and it's crazy. Like, I get that at some point we're going to have to live with it. We're going to have to kind of, get back to whatever, but we never got it under control. When it's only 10 people, that's one thing. But when it's thousands and thousands and thousands of people, and like here in South Carolina, I don't know what it is right now. Today, I think our positivity rate was like 13.2%. Yesterday, it was like 15%. So we haven't seen single digits in the positivity rate in a while. And we've been as high as maybe 25 or 26% here in South Carolina, which is like, 1 in 4 people are getting it. And that's crazy.
Yeah.
And you know, I get the whole economy stuff and the livelihood or whatever, but my thing is, if we get the pandemic under control, everything else will fall into place,
Right.
right? Because everything can open up safely and people can go about their businesses, you know, with normalcy and stuff. But until we get it under control, and, you know, then the whole vaccine thing is a whole nother story, because in my opinion, they're rushing this stuff too fast.
Yes.
And I don't know who they think is going to take it initially.
All right.
But I know who's not going to be their guinea pig.
Yep.
I ain't trying to be a Tuskegee Airman.
Okay.
I'm trying to be funny, but, you know, but seriously, I mean, it takes years for these drugs to be, you know, and they've already had like a couple of the trials, the vaccine trials, to shut down, because one of them I heard last week, like somebody died. I'm just like, see, y'all doing this too fast, you know. And I get the urgency in trying to, you know, find a cure, you know, or a vaccine for this, you know, this virus, but we have to do it safe, and we have to do it in the ways that we know work, that are tried and true. And I'm not saying that the process can't be, you know, sped up some, but you can't take something that would normally take 5 years down to 5 months.
Right.
You know, that's too much. You're skipping steps. You have to be, you know. And so I don't know. I don't know where this thing is going to end. It's kind of scary though, just to think about, you know, all of that, and what's going on with COVID. And my heart and my prayers go out to everybody that's been affected, you know, by the virus, and everybody who is dealing with it right now. I just continue to pray that the Lord will cover us, and that, you know, this thing will get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have another October thing.
Okay.
I feel like all my stuff is just like so petty and small. And just like, the election, coronavirus. Like I'm a child. Okay. But so in October, the new iPhone was released. And, you know, I'm not really like one of those people that's like always getting the latest, greatest, whatever. But my phone is, I've had it for like over 2 years at this point. And it's an 8, and so it's getting close to that back end where Apple be like trying to slow your stuff down to push you out. So I'm so excited because I'm getting the 12 Pro. And I'm going to get to upgrade and get a new iPhone. And this is really like my first time ever in life getting like the latest iPhone. I mean, the latest phone, period, but the latest iPhone, because I've always been like, I'm a late adopter when it comes to these sort of things. I'm a late adopter, but yeah, I'm getting the iPhone 12 that was released this month, and I was so excited because it was delayed because of coronavirus. So Apple's like factories and stuff in China were shut down. So I think this was supposed to be released like in August or September.
Okay.
It didn't end up coming until October. So yeah, that's some October news that I'm personally excited about.
Well, I'm excited for you, and I can't wait to see this phone, and I'm sure it's gonna take beautiful selfies. And
I'm so excited. Like I mean, not that I take many selfies because again, coronavirus, pandemic in the house. I don't be looking like nothing.
I know the camera is a big feature for you, though. You know, you're
Yeah,
always like, "Oh my God, the camera!"
other stuff I don't know, like the processing speed and the 5G. Like, okay, whatever. As long as it calls and sends text, that's fine.
Yeah.
But for me, like if the camera can do more things and be cooler, then that's the only thing that I like notice. Like now when I look at like my boyfriend's phone or my best friend's phone, like they have I think they have newer phones. I don't know what models they have, but they have like the X or the 11 or something like that. And I mean, I can tell like a picture or video on my phone versus a picture or video on their phone, and it's like, so mine's more, huh? All right, cool. So yeah.
Yeah, technology. But, you know, I mean, Apple, you know, they're a master at marketing.
Yes.
And so a lot of these phones, there's really not that big of a difference between them, you know, but they do such a masterful job at the marketing and creating the demand or whatever, that, you know, they can continue to release phone after phone after phone after phone. And even when, like I said, there are subtle differences, you know, between
I
one
feel
and
like
the other.
Apple has become, there's a word for this, but I can't think what it is, but they become a thing, kind of like everybody calls cotton swabs Q-tips, you
Mm-hmm.
know, or um,
A copy machine Xerox.
right, stuff like that. Like I feel like that's almost pretty close to how phones have become. Like it's just iPhones, and so it's just okay. This is an upgrade, so you just do it because you just do it. Like nobody really thinks about.
The problem, though, for me is the cost involved. I mean, it's ludicrous to me to spend that kind of money, you know, and I get that cell phone companies had to do something because they were going to be phased out, you know. I mean, there was no way for them to make money because I remember back in the day when you used to have to pay for minutes, you
Me
know, you had
too.
to pay for texts and, you know, stuff like that. So once that was phased out, you know, that's how they used to make money. Like you go over like, oh crap, it's not my prime time yet. Now I'm
Like
up
you
here.
gotta call me after 7 or after.
Right, I'm talking on the phone and this is my prime minutes, you know, or whatever. And then when you went over, or I sent, you know, 400 texts and I could only have 300, or, you know, when you did that, that's how they made their money. And so now that everything is like unlimited plans and stuff like that, I guess, you know, they have to find a way to kind of recoup and make that income, bring that revenue back in. And so, you know, one of the ways they're doing it is with the equipment, because you used to get free phones. You know, you could get a phone for free or little or nothing. They weren't hundreds and thousands of dollars like they are now. And so I don't know, that just kind of, and I don't know. I mean, I like technology or whatever, but you know, I mean, I'm cheap when it comes to that. I'm not cheap, I'm frugal when it comes to that, because I just, you know, I'm like, man, I'm not spending all that money on no phone.
No, I am too, but I know how I am, and I know that I'm not. Again, I'm not the type of person who's going to upgrade next year when the next one comes out. Or the year
Right.
after that. So I don't.
You hold on to it for a while.
Yeah, I don't mind jumping from the 8 to the 12 because I had the 8, you know, that long until they
Yeah.
got to the 12. So I know I had the 12 until they get to the 15 or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't want us to end on like a bad note, but I did think of something else
Okay.
that we hadn't hit on that has to do a little bit with, you know, some of what we've talked about with the election and the pandemic and all those things or whatever. And that's the social unrest that's going on right now, because that's a big thing, you know, and you're seeing every day. And just this week, there was another mentally ill Black man that was shot in front of his family. And it's so exhausting as a Black person to live with these images and to live with this fear and anxiety every day. And my fear is that it's not getting better, it's getting worse. You know, and there are segments of the population that are, you know, that have become emboldened to do whatever it is that they feel like they want to do to people for whatever reason. And it is really, really scary, you know, to think about that. You know, it's just so prevalent, you know. Yeah, it's really depressing. I will say that, you know, because um, watching in real time the disparities, you know, when you can watch a Caucasian shoot 3 people in the middle of the street with a long arm shotgun strapped across his chest, and he can walk down the street unharmed,
Right.
hands up, with a gun on his chest, but he can walk in.
Or he can chase the police down and have
tanks just drive right by him or whatever. But a Black person who is, you know, jogging through a neighborhood, or, you know, who is mentally disturbed or fell asleep in a Burger King drive through or whatever it is, you know, for some reason ends up dead. And I'm just like, I don't understand how people don't see that disparity. You know, or even with the political stuff, you know, these armed militias, you know, who like were in the Michigan State House with their guns and everything strapped across their chest, and there was not an issue. But when Black people are doing peaceful protests, rubber bullets, tear gas, real bullets, I mean, it's like I'm having a hard time with that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and it has been another one of those rough summers, like it's been in years past. But and I can't say much because this is something that I get real passionate about. For those that don't
Yeah,
know, my family calls me Brown Kitty.
brown
Even though I
kitty,
am a full-grown Black Panther, I am. But okay,
brown
so
kid.
so I'm not gonna get too deep because I'm gonna go off. But yeah, it's really unfortunate that we've had yet another summer with these sort of tragedies. And the thing about it is that this is exactly the way America was built to run. So things are working the way that the powers that be and the powers that were built them to how they built them to run. So it's going to take a lot of change and a lot of work on every level for there to be some real progress. And I mean, I do think that this summer, especially at the beginning of the summer when the pandemic was really, people were really like on lockdown. I think it got a lot of people's attention who previously kind of let it die and drown in the noise of their normal lives. They didn't have anything else to drown it in.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of people's eyes were opened. It's a shame that it's 2020 and their eyes are just now being open. But
Right.
I think that some progress was made this year, but there's still so much work to be done.
Yeah.
And I will say again, going back to sort of the generational thing, I think Gen Z is the bomb. Like they're always getting stuff together, and I think from what I can tell, every generation is a little bit more progressive and a little bit more able to sort of handle and deal with the social diversity that we have and understanding of everybody's value and the equality that we should all have, the equity that we should all have. So I'm really, really proud of Gen Z for leading the way with a lot of this stuff, but we definitely have a long way to go.
Yeah, for sure. That was well said. All right. Well, that's our time. That was a good little wrap up.
The little wrap up for October 2020.
Wrap up. Yeah. So, are you dressing up for Halloween tomorrow?
No, I'm not. I don't have any Halloween plans. Like, I feel like this is the prime time of my life where I should be like dressing up for Halloween and going out and getting lit, and I have not done that. Like, it hasn't happened.
Yeah,
obviously.
definitely not this year. For sure, you won't be doing that. But maybe next year. Have a Snickers bar or a bag of Skittles or something.
I'm gonna go get me a little Reese's cup.
Yeah, there you go. Get you a Reese's
That's my
cup.
favorite. Yeah.
All right. Well, this was nice.
Yes.
Until the next.
I'm about out.
Till the next rewind in November.
Yes, we will see y'all at the end of November. Thank you for listening and watching. And as always, let us know what you think. If you have any comments or questions,
like, share, follow,
subscribe, all of that.
all of that. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.